Hey guys, and welcome to 4 reviews for Nonfiction November. So, when you get this, hopefully, we are still in the last day of October, if my internet allows. Uh, and I bet, or I hope, that you all are just scrambling around going to find your nonfiction read because Nonfiction November, it's a thing, and you have to please our goddess of nonfiction, Olive, on the book Olive. And we have to read at least one nonfiction book because this is what we do here on BookTube. We do the nonfiction November because this is our new religion. Of course, I'm joking. But if you want to try nonfiction, if you never read, I have 4 books that I gave 5 stars, and I think I tried to pick things that are very different from each other, and I think that you are bound to like at least one of them. I'm gonna just jump right in and start with the only one that I actually have a physical copy, and that is the Greatest Show on Earth, The Evidence for Evolution by Richard Dawkins. If you guys have been around here, you guys know that I really like Richard Dawkins' writings and I really like biology, so this is like perfect book for me. But this is literally explaining the evidence that is available, that we can all see that it's there for the theory of evolution, from vestigial limbs, from similar things on different species, on evidences that we came from that life started on the water and adapted to dry land. All of that, this book has it, and it has lots of illustration. It has 4, I think, indentations with several illustrations that pertain to the things that were being talked, and it even has more illustrations and graphics in black and white all through the text. And this is Richard Dawkins. I mean, how can you not like his writing? It's really... I have a thing with Richard Dawkins' writing that I don't know how to explain. It's really involved. It feels like when I pick up his books, the sensation I have is almost the same as being in a warm blanket, drinking something, some hot drink, and just enjoying the moment. It's exactly the same sensation. I really, really enjoy the way he writes. It's good. It's just good. Plus, it is a really fun way to learn things about evolution, biology, animals, place. Read it. It is good, if you haven't already. If you have, let me know what you think about it. The next one, it is a little book, but it's lovely. It is a memoir by William Service, and it's literally just called Owl. And it is the story of how his family, that already has lots of other animals, adopted a little owl for a while. A little bit. It is just a sweet little story. And we have like some facts about owls, some interactions with that the little owl. It was like, I think they describe it as the size of a beer can. The interactions that the bird had with the other animals that it could interact with, especially the cat, if I'm not mistaken. There's fun parts with the cat. And there is a bonus for me because this book has illustrations by Alter Dubois Richards, and he is an illustrator that has like, it's just awesome. The things that he does is just really, really pretty, and he illustrates the sad owl, and it's just beautifully made. I wish I had a book to show you the illustration because it's just beautifully made, and totally recommend. It is a really quick read. I think it's 92 pages, so you can read that in the sitting because it's not even like big blocks of text. It's a book to fly through. Just heartwarming about a little owl that found a family, and as always, there is like, it's one of those books that you end up, that, how to say, with all of those books that there's an animal that goes to live with a family, and that animal is usually not supposed to be a pet. You end up the book with almost the same conclusion on those types of memoirs, that the animals and us aren't that different, that we are all people that just interact with the world in different ways, but it's just adorable. It's just an adorable read. The other book that I have to talk about, it is a little bit, this is the heavy one of all the recommendations. It is this China study. The subtitle is The Most Comprehensive Study of Nutrition Ever Conducted and the Startling Implications for Diet, Weight Loss, and Long-Term Health. You have to like the subject matter to read this book. I know. I mean, I think that we all should read this book, but, and some books like this is not the only one that I would recommend. But I understand that this one is the one that is not for everyone. You have to like it. In defense of the book, it's not a heavy read as you would think by the title. It is actually, you can actually read it faster than you suppose. But it's basically what the subtitle said. It is a study about nutrition and the implications of nutrition on your health, on diabetes, on like circulation, cardio health, brain health, about getting old, cancer implications, all those kinds of things. And it's not, it's one of those books that, to be honest, you don't need the book to get to the conclusions that they were taken. I mean, you need, because some people need to see the evidence of the studies, but at the same time, if you have a little bit of common sense, you know that you don't need it. And basically, we should all go to a vegan or at least heavily plant-based diet to live the best life we can and to keep our health. Of course, there's all the exercise, the water intake and all of that, but just food, talking about food, this is basically a book that says we should be either vegan or at least very heavy plant-based diet type of nutrition to be able to get the most of our health. Not, like I said, not the best book for everyone, but if this is your thing, and of course my people have to start talking with me now. I'm so sorry. If this is your thing, go for it. It's a little bit intimidating, but it's completely worth the hype. The last one, it is a book that I just read. When did I read this? Yeah, I finished on the 21, so I just read it. But I had to talk about it because there is a movie that is coming about, and it is The Last Duel, a true story. Wait, before I start this one, I don't think that I said who did the China study. I am so sorry. It's by T. Colin Campbell and Thomas M. Campbell. Now that that's out of the way, let's go back to The Last Duel, a true story of crime, scandal, and the trial by combat in medieval France by Eric Jaeger. I think that's how we say it. And insert the trailer for the movie The Last Duel. No, I'm not gonna insert it because I cannot, but if you guys probably already saw the trailer. I saw it too. I was pretty intrigued, and basically I did with that trailer what I do with all movie trailers, and I went to check if there was a book and found this one, and it is the book that inspired everything. So Yeah, and it is, for me, it was a five star read. It was really interesting. And before I start saying I'm losing my wave of thought here, I'm so sorry. Let me tell you what this last duel was about. So it is timeline medieval France. We are in the middle of the 100 Years' War, and Jean de Carroges. Let's just call him Surgeon. I just saw how to say the name and I cannot. He's a Norman knight. He gets back home and his wife Marguerite tells him that a squire that they both know and he's not in the best terms with, Jacques Legris, just raped her. And he accuses the squire and he goes to the last instance, that is basically duel with him, and who wins is right, basically. So it's just it is the old law that was literally when people were like, okay, you guys cannot decide on this, so let's go outside the tavern and the last one standing is right. Literally that, but with much more fanfare, with the king and everything being dragged into it, and huge audience, a huge place that is prepared for the duel. But this one had an implication, because in the case of Sir Jean die, his wife Marguerite would be burned alive because she did a false accusation. So yeah, no pressure. I mean, if one dies, one dies. If the squire dies, it's only him. If it's the knight that dies, his wife goes with him. I was like, okay, how can you not find this premise interesting and thinking that this actually happened? It is amazing, and the book was actually pretty awesome. I really enjoyed it. It told you guys what happened. Told you guys. My language is going marvelous today. It tells the reader what's happening during that time period. I mean, what you need to know, what does concern the characters. It explains the laws and all of that as it goes. It gives you all that you need to know to understand what is happening, to understand to understand the way that things will move forward. And so it gives the description of the place of the duel, description of the houses, everything that you need to know to interpret the facts. And of course the book plays out the innocence or not of the squire. It goes with one of those possible endings, but then at the end it does explore the possibilities of the accusation being unjust and why it could have happened. So it gives you all of those in case you are like, maybe this was not exactly a truthful accusation. Here are some reasons that may have. I mean, that part I felt that it could have been a little bit more explored, but I was totally okay with it. It was still a 5-star rating because I was totally enthralled by it. I was reading it and like, I just want to know what is going to happen next. Is she going to burn alive? Please tell me, because oh my god, I was reading that as you go to watch the news and some event is happening and you need to know what's going to happen next. And this is a book about something that happened on the medieval era. Those people are more than dead. Those people are already reincarnated, if if that was a thing. If that was the thing, they would have reincarnated several times and died several times over. But I was worried with that woman. It was just an awesome read. And that's it. Those are like the 4 books that I read this year, and I wanted to throw at you so you can maybe choose one of these ones to read during Nonfiction November. In the case that you have already read, please tell me what you think of it. If you want to read them, please also tell me. I think all of them are available on the Internet Archive. I'm not completely sure, but I think they are all available there. And yeah, that's all for now, guys. Bye.